Yo, it's H in the house. Assalamu alaikum, and I'm here in Scotland. Today I'm with my boy Osman. He is an amazing brother, mashallah, and he's gonna be coming down pretty soon. In fact, I think that's him there. He's gonna be coming down and he's gonna be sharing his story on how, mashallah, from nothing he managed to build an amazing empire, mashallah, and an amazing business. All right, let's go catch him then.
What's up, bro? What's up?
Getting on, bro?
How you doing?
Good, bro. Good, man. All right, let's do this then.
Scotland, welcome to Scotland, by the way.
Welcome to Scotland.
You bring the sunny weather with you.
That's
Scotland,
it, man.
From the rain.
All right, so we're in Osman's sunroom here. Check out the view. Mashallah, this is where he does his work, right?
Yeah.
This is such a relaxing place. Anyway, let's have a sit down. So thank you so much for inviting me to your beautiful house, mashallah.
Most welcome.
So first thing is how we met. Let's tell them the story and how we met.
How we met. So it's quite interesting actually. I was a part of a mastermind with one of my mentors, and it was my first mastermind about online and stuff and how to get stuff online. And I said I want to launch some products online, so I actually met one of the guys in there to work with him, and he said, look, there's another guy who's not part of our mastermind named Haroon, and Haroon is the one who's quite aggressive in what he does, and I like that because I'm kind of the same kind of person in that sense. And then I just emailed him straight away, and I think I called you as well, didn't I? Mm-hmm. I phoned you and I was like, look, here I've got this product, so come and work for me.
Yeah.
I was like, come and work with me actually, take 50% partnership. And then Haroon said, no, but I'll show you how it's done. Do you know what I mean? And then from there, literally, it was like coincidence. Like literally, if I didn't made a phone call, we would be sitting here being friends and all the stuff you're doing, you know?
Well, what was really funny was that the day I transitioned from becoming an employee of a company to actually becoming self-employed, I remember I sat down with my manager and I said, look, I'm going to be leaving now. And obviously this is a big decision for me, like I'm finally leaving and stuff like that. And so I said it to him and I went out of the office in the building for a walk because I was very overwhelmed and like I just did like one of the biggest decisions of my life, right? And I'm just jumping into the deep end and things that I was scared about, all that stuff. And then straight away he calls me, first time I'm speaking to him, he goes, this is what I want to do. Do you want to come and work for me?
Yeah, I offered you a job.
Yeah.
You left your job.
And I'm like, I just said like, I'm just leaving my work to focus on my business. And I just said, you know what, bro, I'll help you out. But, one of the reasons why I really wanted to sit down with Osman and kind of share his stories because, he's gone above and beyond with what a lot of people achieve. So I wanted to jump into his mind, get a deeper idea of, what is it that mashallah has been able to allow him to achieve such amazing results in such a short time, inshallah.
Yeah, well, alhamdulillah, thanks to God, thanks to Allah for everything we have, first of all, all the connections, all the success, health, wealth, love and happiness, so it's all to, first of all, Allah, thanks to that. But the main thing for me ultimately is persistence. And it's, first of all, it's attitude. It's having the attitude. If you have the attitude where you want to be the best at whatever you do, and there's nothing wrong with being the best, and even if you don't become number one, you're still number two, and that's still quite high. The second thing I would say, what I said before, is persistence, because what a lot of people do, and you know this as well firsthand, and I've seen it as well many, many times, is people say, look, I've got this idea, I want this idea, and then you speak to them 6 months later, and they're like, oh, have you done the idea? I've not done the idea.
Yeah.
So it's like getting started, and then once you get started, you start seeing problems. If you push past those problems, then you'll definitely make it. A lot of people don't push. Most people fail in business because of two reasons. What I've seen is, first of all, they give up in certain times when it shouldn't. They just go past that. It's a test from God saying, look, if you can pass this part here, I'll put a floodgates for you. Yeah. And second thing is, once you start to make, say, 10, 15 grand a month or whatever, they get comfortable. Comfortability is the biggest killer as well. So, okay, I'm making a certain amount of money, I'm happy, I've got that. But they don't realise, if that goes, you're done for.
Yeah.
So don't just aim for like 5, 10, 15 grand. Always aim for higher. Go to sleep like a poor person. Or like you've got nothing at all. So your next day when you wake up, you're on it as well. So I think two things is important. It's attitude and persistence. Never give up. Never give up.
Got it. So let's jump into your story a bit as well. So, were you always a business entrepreneur, or did you used to have a job? Where was your starting point?
Well, if you guys know it here in the UK, I used to work for Phones for You.
Phones for You.
Yeah. Well, I'll rewind a little bit. My dad was working in grocery shops, corner shops, right? And he said to me, what do you want to do? Do you want to work with me, or do you want to go by yourself? I said, I want to go by myself. I'm not in it for the shops and takeaways. So then I got a job at Phones for You. And I basically worked there part-time. I was doing my uni degree, which I think was a waste of time, but I got my degree in web design and development. And then in a nutshell, and I basically said to my boss, I'm leaving once I got my degree. And he's like, why are you leaving? I'll make you the assistant manager. So I want to go to London, actually. And he says, no, you're staying, because I was actually the number one part-timer in the country. And then he gave me from part-timer straight to assistant manager job. Basically, it was outside of Central Copyright, and smashed that. And then after I set myself a goal, after I become assistant manager, I'm definitely going to become a manager exactly 1 year later. That was my date. So within a year, I went back to my director and said, look, sit down, I want, here's my results, this is what I've done, this is against everybody else, and basically ultimately became the manager, and then done that, and then became number one at becoming the manager. Then sat with my director again a year after that and said, look, I want your job. I want your job in a different part of the country. And he said, no, you're too young. And that really put me off. Like, being young was a problem.
Right.
But I was beating all the older guys. So he goes, no, you can't. So I actually, this is a blessing in disguise. I took a risk. I actually quit my job. Oh, no, I fired my job, sorry. When after that meeting with my director, because he said I was too young. So I knew my worth. You should know what your worth is in life. If you put the effort in, you stick by that. Don't go any lower than that. And then I went for a job. You'd be surprised about this, right? I went for a job in a furniture company as a manager. They said, we don't want to give you the job. I'm like, why? And they said, it's because you're too quick for us. You'll leave in 6 months.
Right.
And I was like, fair enough. And I'm glad he did that, to be honest, because then I seen my wife doing some beauty treatments on her system and stuff, and I seen that. And I basically built a business around that, and we actually ended up working in Debenhams.
Okay.
We've got a partnership with one of our businesses is in Debenhams and all over the UK. And although that's been successful, and then I go to myself, let's go online, see what online's the next thing. Hence me joining the mastermind that we're part of. And from there, things went, we went small, tested the water with little platforms that we did before. And now, alhamdulillah, it's through the roof, you know. So yeah, it's
amazing. So you started from Phones for You in a phone shop. Build yourself through that. Then you mashallah, you develop products that are now in Debenhams.
Yeah.
Products and services, and now you're online.
Yeah.
So a lot of the viewers are watching. They're most likely going to be online entrepreneurs. Okay. So what kind of advice can you give them on how to be successful online? What do they need to do? What is your advice for them?
Okay. Take action. Like a lot of people have heard me say this, and I say it from day one.
Yeah.
I'll give you a quick backstory with online before I met you guys and got online. I actually went online and I seen this guy who said, "Look, I'll make you millions," and I paid him £5,000 to get a crash course. That I didn't make any money from that at all.
Right.
That's when most 90% people are online. They go buy a course, and they don't make any money from it. And the reason I didn't make money is because I did not do the work. I didn't push myself hard enough. I was like, what the hell's going on? But there's a different thing that I did was I actually kept pursuing the online thing. I couldn't give up. Well, a lot of people at that point give up.
Right.
So you know yourself, being in the business you are, like a lot of people buy courses and 90% of them do not make money. The reason they do not make money is not because the course doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's because you don't work. It's because they don't do the work, and if they have problems, face those problems. It's like riding a bike. When you go on a bike, you fall down, you fall down, and you get going after that. It's like when you're taking lessons, driving lessons. You're instructor teaching what you're doing, you obviously don't know how to park properly, but you learn. Same thing with online, it's very, very simple. When you go to university, you go to school, you go to uni, you learn this stuff from your math teacher, for example, whatever. And you're not good at it the first time, but the more you practice, the more you get better. Same thing with online, same thing with offline. It's the same formula, just keep going and work on it.
Yeah.
Do not give up, and don't be cheap. The problem with people is we're very cheap by nature, especially as Muslim. Most Muslim people are I'm like that as well, to be honest with you. Some extent it's like, I don't want to spend money on stock, I don't want to spend money on advertising. They don't realise, if you manage to make it work, spending a pound gives you a pound on the other side.
Yeah. And
then you can always find money. In this day and age, you can always find money too. So action is number one, and persistence online. Keep doing it. Don't give up. Just don't give up.
So in your experience, what is the key skills that people should develop as entrepreneurs and business people?
Is mindset. The mindset skill is the number one. You know about that.
Sure.
And we know about it because we've got the same mentor in that sense. But mindset, belief system, have a very, very positive belief system, because if you believe Like, like it sounds stupid now, but I used to think I want to make £30,000 a month. You know, for most people that's a lot of money, and I was like, that's a lot of money, man. That'll change my life. Make £1,000 a day, and we're alhamdulillah way past that stage. But the belief, if you believe, like I want to be worth over 100 million within 2 years, right? And we all want to do that. Everybody wants to become like $1 billion or whatever and get an exit and stuff. But if you don't think big, you won't get it. I met Tony Robbins just like a week and a half ago, and he was saying the same thing. His belief system. But once you connect your mind and you connect your heart together, it changes your body function actually as well.
Wow.
And if you put them both together and think about it every single day, and just do it, it happens. You know, that's the thing. Believe in yourself. I'll tell you guys one thing is like I've heard of people in my life, like close people, and there's not nothing against them. It's just generally they're like, don't do it. It's risky, bro. Like it won't work. You know, and then now when you've done it and they see all the materialistic things, which we know it's not a big deal, but they see it, they think, oh yeah, well done, and they don't do what you were like not believing in. That's when those people had to break mindset. That's what I've learned by looking at other people. Like we need to believe every single time. And if you've got a goal, for example, guys, if you've got a goal to do £10,000 in a month, aim for 20. You will hit 10. You will hit 10. You highball it all the time. So that the mindset belief system is very important. That's one major skill in anything.
Cool, awesome. And in regards to some of the problems and issues that you've come through in your journey, you know, what's your biggest problems that you faced, and you know, how have you overcome them, and what's the lessons that you've learned from them?
We've had tons of problems. We have problems every single day. Naming one specific one, I can't name one specific one, right? Because we've had so many. But I'll give you a quick nutshell. We had a lot of money held in a merchant account, which is quite a big problem in the online world. And it hurts cash flow, as you know. But then you just got these okay, by mistakes, by problems, is expect them. Expect them to happen. And if you expect problems to happen, then when the problem comes, you're not as down about it. You're not as upset about it, you know? Like when I had the first problem, a merchant account problem, I was like, oh my god, I was down about it. I was like, oh my god, what the cash flow problem, what we're going to do? And then I spoke to my mentor, he's like, look, you need to like stop. Like, 'cause think about it, you just need to cry about it for a minute, not literally cry, but like just be down about it for like a minute or a day or half an hour, and then find a solution to the problem. Do you know what I mean? So I've read a few things and they say fail fast. I say to everybody I speak to, you want to make mistakes now. Make it in your first month. Because once your mistakes are made, you're fine for the future's easier. You obviously make more mistakes as you go along, but the main stupid mistakes, make them now. So like, fail fast. That's what I say. So I can't really give you one specific problem, but there's been hundreds. We had one like last week, we have one every day. But they're actually quite a good thing for you.
Cool. Got it. And one question is, why do you do this? What is your motivation to become wealthy, increase your net worth?
To be honest with you, it might sound surprising to some of you guys out there. It's not about the money. It's never about the money. We have a nice house, we have 100 nice cars, and there's money in the bank. We have a great life in that sense, in the materialistic sense. But for me, it's not about that. It's about giving back. Just like you share a few insights of giving back, just to inspire you guys out there. Is last year we fed 17,000 people in Ramadan last year, and then I think it was over 50 operations. I think it was I don't know the exact number, but it was 50 operations above of children who were blind who could see from birth, and now they could see because of what we've done for them. And making £1 million or changing somebody's life, I would change somebody's life all day long. It becomes addiction. So what we're doing now is this year, inshallah, we're doing. Hopefully looking to feed over 100,000 people and do over 500 eye operations for children who are blind, and we're going to be building our first school this year. So ultimately, I even said to my wife as well, I was, look, for us, and she agrees as well, it's like we get a buzz of helping people now. And if I see somebody in the street who's generally like homeless, we would take them to a restaurant and have a meal with that person. Off the street. Like I don't really tell people and stuff, but like just to share with you guys, like to inspire you. Like we see people randomly, and we know they're genuinely not like they're homeless, they're not making it. So have a meal with them and just give them a bit of chat and give them a bit of advice, and then they go on their way. And that makes me feel proud of myself in a sense, like I'm comfortable. Alhamdulillah, I know where I am. I'm making my, but I'm also helping people. And the biggest thing on the back of that is, I challenge all of you guys, like, go give £100 or $100 to a person you see, or go take them for a meal in a restaurant when you go see them. I challenge you to do that and get to know those people and give them some sort of advice, because remember one thing is, you get it 10 times back. It comes 10 times back to you. So, alhamdulillah, when we did the charity, it came back.
Inshallah.
So we had more money in our pockets, but we can give more money back. It's like it's a compounding thing in a sense.
Yeah.
The more you get back, give, the more you get back, so the more you can give back further.
Yeah.
And now build the schools. Ultimately, it's about my children, it's about my wife, it's about my parents, it's about giving them the best life possible. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's bigger than that for me. It's about helping people who are way misfortunate than we are.
Yeah.
Because if we lose everything tomorrow, it's okay. We live in a country where we can get money from the government. We'll never go homeless.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm not worried about that aspect of it. I'm just thinking that if we help more people, it just makes a massive difference. It makes a massive difference.
Inshallah. So, brothers and sisters, there you have it. You know, one of the things I really like about Usman and an impact that he's made on me that he probably doesn't know is the mindset element, and really just having the right mindset to actually go out there and try to aim to achieve amazing things. MashaAllah, with any story, he's gone through trials and tribulations, but he's never given up. He's dealt with those problems, and alhamdulillah, he's achieved things for a reason. So, bro, you know, thank you so much for your time.
No, thank you.
If there's any last message you want to give to the guys watching?
Yeah, take action. Don't make excuses. And get on with it and give to charity. I challenge you guys, $100 or £100, go give to somebody, and mark my words, I'll come back to you in 1, 2 or 3 months, and you'll thank this Haroon for this video for it.
Inshallah, guys. I'll give you an action right now. If you haven't already, go check out HaroonQureshi.com, because I've got my audiobook there, the Next Level audiobook, which I can give you free of charge. Just go there, download it, and inshallah, that is one of the things that will help you start building a powerful mindset. See you there. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.